First tip, don't panic. This is crucial. Don't panic. I know when you're in that fog, it feels like it might last forever, but in most cases, these motivation dips are temporary. They're your brain's way of saying, hey, we need to reset here. When I understood this was normal, I stopped adding that layer of anxiety on top of everything else. Because here's what happens when you panic about feeling unmotivated. You create a secondary problem. Now you're not just dealing with low energy, you're also dealing with fear about the low energy. Your brain starts spinning these stories. What if I never feel motivated again? What if I can't do my job? And those anxious thoughts actually make the original problem worse by adding more stress to an already stressed system. Instead, try treating it like you would a cold. You don't panic when you get a cold, right? You know it'll pass, you take care of yourself, and you get back to normal. Second tip, feel what you're feeling. Take a moment to actually feel what you're feeling. Lack of motivation is often tied to emotion because feelings like stress, fear, or sadness, they activate the brain's threat system, which suppresses dopamine and shifts focus from goals to self-protection. Here's what's happening neurologically. When you acknowledge an emotion instead of ignoring it, you activate your prefrontal cortex. That's the thinking, reasoning part of your brain. And when that comes online, it literally calms down your amygdala, the part that's been setting off alarm bells. Try this. Just name what you're experiencing, out loud if you can. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm disappointed about how things went. I'm anxious about falling behind. Third tip, action drives motivation. Here's something that sounds backwards but works incredibly well. Action drives motivation more than motivation drives action. We think we need to feel motivated first, then we'll act. But neuroscience shows it often works the other way around. When you start moving toward something, even if you don't feel like it initially, your brain releases dopamine, not when you finish, but when you start. So the trick is to make the start so small that your resistance can't kick in. Each tiny action sends a signal to your brain, oh, we're doing things again. And often that's enough to get the momentum rolling. I learned this the hard way during my unmotivated period. I kept waiting to feel excited about my projects again, but when I finally just started doing small pieces anyway, the interest came back naturally. Fourth tip, connect with others. When you're stuck in that foggy headspace, isolation makes everything worse. Your thoughts start spiraling, and you lose perspective on what's normal and what's not. Human connection activates your brain's social reward circuits. When you talk to someone you trust, not necessarily to solve anything, just to connect, your brain releases oxytocin and reactivates reward pathways that have been offline. Sometimes just hearing yourself talk through what's going on helps clarify things. Other times, you realize that what felt like a huge personal failing, it's actually something most people go through. Fifth tip, change your environment. This one's subtle but powerful. Your environment is constantly sending signals to your brain about how to feel and what to do. If you've been sitting in the same spot, staring at the same mess, breathing the same stale air while feeling unmotivated, your brain starts associating that space with that stuck feeling. Change something, open a window, move to a different room, clear one surface. Even these tiny environmental shifts can trigger norepinephrine release. That's your brain's alertness chemical. It's amazing how often just changing rooms can shift your mental state. Sometimes your brain just needs new input to remember it has options. Sixth tip, check your physical foundation. Re-examine your diet and basic health habits. Your body needs vitamins and nutrients to function, like a car needs fuel. Make sure you have enough iron, B vitamins, especially B12 and folate, vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids. These are crucial for neurotransmitter production and brain function. Also, pay attention to your sleep schedule, hydration levels, and whether you're getting any natural light during the day. Sometimes what feels like a motivation problem, it's actually your brain running on empty because your body's basic needs aren't being met. When your blood sugar crashes or you're dehydrated, your brain prioritizes survival over productivity, which can feel exactly like lack of motivation.